What's up, people? It's your boy Pheel Isreal here with Media Leaks. Check out the interview he just did and all other interviews he have done. Also, check out my single She Cold everywhere on all streaming platforms. The video also exclusively on YouTube by my man Ruler Images.
Media Leaks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another wonderful edition of Media Leaks Mic'd Up. I'm in the studio with the one and only Pheel Isreal. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. What's up, my people?
Let's get it, bro.
Yeah.
Blessing to have you. I appreciate you deciding to do.
Yes, sir. No problem, man.
So,
Thank
man.
you. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. It was a long time coming.
Yeah.
So, man, Joe, you've been staying consistent for the last. I took notice of you a few years back. You feel me?
Yeah.
You really kept the ball rolling. So
Yeah.
I want to jump into a lot of different things with you, gang. Like everything from coming up to who inspired you for music and how you stay consistent and stay pushing through it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for me, so far as the start of music, I mean, it's been sort of a long but simple journey. I mean, I feel like I grew up in a household, like my father was big on music, and I had uncles that was big on music. So it was always around me, and I was just always attracted to it, you know what I'm saying? From my father playing old school, then moving with my older uncle, which introduced me into hip hop. And it was just some that attracted me, just to that, the rhythms, the vocals, and of course, the artist. So I can say my uncle, played more so a part in, my choice of music. And, my father, he played a part in just music, as a whole, from old school and just rock and just different types of genres, but it wasn't until, my uncle being around him and just being inspired from the Tupacs, the Scarface, the Outcasts, a lot of albums that I only recognized from the cover at that time, and it wasn't until I got to a certain age where, okay, this was that. This is that. So I'm more educated than I know, just from that upbringing of, always having that around me,
So who was an artist that you looked up to as a child?
As a child,
Even now,
that I can match up from then until now.
just be like, damn, but I love the way this particular artist move. I love the way they interact with their fans.
What I can say, Scarface.
Okay.
Now at the time, Scarface, the Diary, I can say I was inspired by that. That was one of the first albums and artists that I felt I was inspired by, but I quite didn't know at the time.
Okay.
And I used to wake up every Saturday morning and watch this video
It's crazy.
of the Scarface, and it was kind of eerie. But I used to get up just to see that video, and I knew Scarface was different. Not just his lyrics, but the aura of the music and the message he was trying to get.
Okay.
He was trying to get through. So that attracted me. That attracted me.
Okay.
And it wasn't to this age that I really fully understood why. But that was one of the first. Then you got the Master P's and the Tupacs. Master P, No Limit, that really did it for me. Up and coming, between 9, 10.
Okay. First time I got a chance to really hone in on you was you had a project out.
Okay.
Newport 100s.
Yeah.
First time I really got a chance to hone in, I'm like, bro, this.
Yeah, that was like 2018, I think.
So it speaks to how long I've been,
Yeah.
So I mean, you got a couple of, the Rap Reaper,
Yeah.
I put it down, and then now you got out. She
Cold. Yeah, to run that down. To run that down, that was, I gotta say, 2018 to 2021 as we sit.
Yeah.
That's kind of that timeline of everything you ran down.
Pushing through a whole,
Yeah, I put it down, I think it was the first, which that I stumbled upon that. That wasn't something that wasn't a song I wanted to be at the forefront. Because believe it or not, I mean, you can check the stats and the metrics. That song I've never really promoted. I recorded in 2018, but I mean, it's like for some reason it catches fire.
And yeah, I was
wherever I put it,
and I didn't really push this.
Yeah,
like I'm like
exactly.
no,
I didn't put nothing behind it, but wherever it goes, wherever I put it,
that's crazy.
I mean, that's it's doing numbers versus a lot of stuff I got going on that I'm actually pushing. Like everybody is attracted to that one. So whether I inform people to listen to Newport 100, She Cold, I'll say 2 out of 5 people be like, you know what, I put it down. I like that. It's like, okay, you know. So I'm sort of used to that, you know. But yeah, Newport 100, I deal with my man Black Ralphie. You know, that came about really easy. Newport 100 it is what it sounds like. Like I created that song staying on 47 in Michigan. And I'm very aware, very creative, and my mind is always thinking. So I wrote that song walking from the store to home, just of the environment, of what's going on and what I'm observing. So by the time I came from the store and made it home, I had that song already in my head. And I met Ralph, who I knew of from G Count. He did I'm a big fan of Count. And that's how I knew him. And I ran into him at work. And we exchanged numbers and boom. And that's how that came about. You know, one of my favorite tracks.
So through the years, I want to say that you've remained humbly consistent. Even through a pandemic took everybody by surprise.
Oh yeah.
How did you navigate that and tell yourself like I'm not gonna let this stop me or get in the way?
That's a very complex battle. That's a good question because not only is the pandemic that I had to break through, it was also myself. Because I'm what I've learned through the years. I'm more so in my way than anything else. So it's it was a lot of barriers. Everything is harder for me to break through with just because of self. So anything external, I just use the same method of how I use for myself. So the pandemic and a lot of other things is not really the big problem, it's me. And I already have the blueprint and the plan to navigate through that, just being familiar of, you know, my cycle of actually motivating myself, pushing through myself. So it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same game plan, you know, that I use for myself. So the pandemic wasn't more so a holdback, but more so a motivation to just kind of up my game and push myself more. You know what I'm saying? And just really do what I need to do, you know, because this is something I love. So the passion of music, pursuing music, creating music, listening to music, you know, it's going to always be with me. It's going to always be something that I inspire to do until I get to that point, you know, of, you know, where I'm trying to push. And it's still on from there. So it's a never stopping process. You know what I'm saying? So I just always have to keep in mind, you know, just to never sell myself short. And when I say sell myself short,
no matter what
no matter what it is, no matter what the obstacle, because emotions can derail you just from something so simple. Emotions really don't last. So it's a constant coaching. It's a conscious push to say, look, Pheel, however you feeling right now, I mean, you know what you got to do. Just do it. I tell people all the time. So push, even if you're not feeling the will to, just keep some type of positivity and some type of drive.
That's real.
Somewhere up there, and just push. And by the time you know it, you know, you look back like, okay, that wasn't as hard. And as the process go on, as you practice that, I mean, things open up because now you're changing your thinking. You're changing the process, and it leads to overcoming.
It's
So,
crazy you
yeah.
say that because you are a dad.
Yeah.
So along with that mentality, how do you balance a parent, music, life, and being the best you that your child could see, so they could know, you know, if Pops could do it, I could do it. How you balance that? What has it taught you?
You know what? I'm kind of in the midst of that right now. Like, yeah, I just had, yeah, exactly. It's a very good question. Like, I'm a father of two girls, a 13-year-old and a beautiful newborn. So, music, life, family, to balance that, I put my best foot forward. That's one, because intentions has to be there. So I make sure my intentions are where they should be. And for the most part, for me, I feel like everything falls in place. And it's definitely not as easy as it sounds, because to balance all those things, just thinking about it can be overwhelming.
That's why
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
why I literally, like I was telling you before, like I salute you because
Yeah.
I personally know, like,
So with like music, the family, the child, and all that, I feel like it all rolls out. It all rolls out. Let me switch that around. Not all rolls out, but I feel like everything within those things we name to balance, those are very important things. So I feel like it's more so an instinct and a conscious of knowing when it's time to lend attention to one of those and to the other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because music, I look at it, music that's something that I'm into. That's something I want to pursue. So music, that's more so the balance of financial. You know, my kids, I love them to death. So I'm always be there to supply them of what they need, which is love, material, and that just with family and everything, you know, my girl. So all that has this time, but it's more so a 24/7 clock on all that.
Facts.
But it's when to tap into that, you know, and sacrificing. Music,
Yeah.
my baby, she can't eat clothes.
That's real.
So work, music, that's my push for that. I have to pursue and make the money, you know, for the family and for the loved ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a healthy, I like to call it a healthy sacrifice, you know, within between some of that. You know, it's not easy, but it's necessary. As they say,
It's never easy.
love don't pay the bills, but
Yeah. It's about
you have to build for that future. You know, everything else within that will fall in place. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what I was trying to say within, you know, all that.
what or not what are, but who is well, you don't have to limit yourself to one, but who are some artists that Pheel would love to work with in the future?
And we speaking all across the board. When I say all across the board,
Yeah. Give me three of them. Give me three that you would love to.
I'm trying to break that down. In the moment, this can be local or
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, in this moment of how I'm feeling, to be just realistic, 3 artists that I would love to work with.
Yeah. I ain't trying to limit you or nothing like yeah, that's
Right.
crazy.
And I'm gonna answer this question, like I said, realistically to me at this point. I'll take Bump J.
Okay.
That's been a long time.
Okay.
I've been a long time a bump. So I'll definitely I'll definitely like to
shake that.
Yeah.
Shake that.
Bump J. Bump J. I'm gonna say Mickey Halstead and G Count.
Okay.
Now all that's home turf. All that's home turf. But
salute all of them.
that's why I say realistically,
Yeah.
that's home turf, and I'm more connected to those 3 artists
Wow.
right there just by my history of music. Coming up in high school, like, I followed these guys. I've been early fans of these guys. And these guys come where I come from. Mm-hmm. So realistically, in my heart, those will be 3 that, you know, I would like to work with.
Okay.
You know, now along in the future, whatever I may, you know, that list can be huge and long, but realistically, Bump, Mickey, G-Count.
Okay. I wanna dive back into the She's Cold project. Everything from single to vision.
Okay.
Working with Ruler Images.
Yeah.
What was that experience like, and how do you, like, y'all snapping? I ain't gonna lie. So
yeah.
I mean, like, the sky's the limit from here.
Yeah.
How you feel when you seen the overall, you know, I want to say the finished product, you know, like, you ever surprise yourself with things, like, you know?
Yeah, all the time. So I'm gonna give you that process. I'm gonna make a long story short. Writing that song, from the moment of writing that song, I wrote that song on the move at work. Mm-hmm. It was a beat that I was listening to from Rising Sun Music, guy from Seattle, nuts with the instrumentals. But listening to that beat, I came up with the hook at work. I wasn't too excited about it. So from there, that's the trip home. I'm home, you know, I'm just doing regular things around the house. Now, as I'm doing these things, I start reciting the hook out of nowhere.
That's how it comes to you.
And it's like, hold on.
Yeah.
And you know, I have a setup in my crib, so it's like, hold on. I might want to record that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I wrote it, played around, you know, and with the finished product, listening to the song, you know, the visual came. Mm-hmm. You know, and this is just what I'm used to doing. You know, because I'm also good at directing, recording, so it's more so like a everything process for me.
Overall,
from creating it. Once I create it, I know how it's supposed to sound. Once it's like it sounds, now I'm listening to it. This is how the video should look. So I came across Ruler because, of course, he actually worked with, you know, a lot of guys I came up with.
Super salute.
So I had the vision. We sat down, we talked, and we executed. You know, and with the execution, I knew how it should look. I knew how I wanted it to look. And like I said, back to my burial. That burial, I had to make sure I executed it, no matter how uncomfortable I felt, what anxiety I had.
Real.
I knew it had to look like this, just to prove to myself, like, whatever you see, you can do.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what you feel or those around you or whatever thing is tied in, I had to do that for myself, just to prove to myself, however you see it, you know, you can do it, you know. And that was that visual of how it played out was something that I felt like had to be done, and Ruler captured that, you know, to the T. You know, me and Ruler, we hit it out right there, you know, because I know people. I know energy, so
facts.
You know, it don't take me long to know whether I should be around a person or not, or whether I should do. You know, it's not a complex process. Give me 5 minutes with shit, 5 seconds. You know, depending on whatever individual, but yeah, that's how that process went along, man.
Where can the fans find you and your social media and your music?
Instagram at Pheel Isreal. United Masters.
Okay.
That's United Masters. That's who is distributing my music. So
I already hit first, yo.
yeah. So through there you can find my media, my videos, songs that's there, and upcoming things. Okay. But so from there, yeah. But I'm across the board. Twitter. Yeah. Everything's at Pheel Isreal. Twitter, Instagram. You know.
What's next for Pheel Isreal, man? Like,
the album.
You gonna let us peek around a little bit?
The album is next. This is just the starting process. what is out now is just a process to something bigger. You know, so it's the album, which is titled Allah Sent Me to Be King. This is a very special project for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's a very, very special project with me because it was made under circumstances of life, emotion, and creativity.
Facts.
So that title is not to be thrown around or played with. You know, it's really not. It's just what it says.
Sent me to be king.
Now, to make it clear, well, not to make it clear, everybody is gonna have a different perspective.
Of course.
And I think I done got enough of that, but the title means a lot to me because it's something that came from him, and it's like I said, it's actually what it says. Like I'm building something. Now I know a lot of people would hear that title. Some people may think arrogance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But some, it's about your perspective.
Exactly. So that title represents me, what I need to do for my shoes, for my family, and what Allah has done for me spiritually. You know, but it will all make sense when you hear the album.
Y'all heard it.
It's a piece of work. It's my best piece of work, and it's gonna be a lot of different continuance, in your face promo up there because I'm gonna have, it's a clean version, and it's gonna be a re-release so far as a deluxe. Now, I'm giving y'all all that right here. Yeah, but it's a game plan behind it. So look out.
Yeah, I heard it here first, man. I want to just thank you for your time and your energy and your presence, for sitting down with us, bro, and giving us life about you and your journey, bro. Like that's what we about, bro.
Yeah.
We push growth, we push development, and me personally, I'm proud of you, bro, and I can't wait to see what you come up with next. So,
Appreciate it.
you know, like I appreciate everything. And
Most definitely. Likewise,
want
man.
you to
This
keep
ain't
going.
this ain't our last time sitting down.
I know.
We got a lot to talk about.
More to come for sure.
Yeah.
Once again, this is Media Leaks Live, mic'd up with the one and only Pheel Isreal.
Yes, sir.
Y'all go follow, get in tune with Ruler Images at rulerimages.com. Everything y'all need, everything from shots to professional photo shoots, videos, they got it. Let's get it, let's go. Y'all heard it here first.
Yes, sir.
Get in tune with Pheel Isreal. Check in with y'all soon.